Okay, so we have time for questions. Please, you can either unmute your mic and or you can yeah, unmute your mic and we can start asking
Abhishek,
questions.
this is Abhishek. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Abhishek. Hi,
Yeah.
Abhishek.
Hi. So a very interesting talk. I have uh, two questions, but I will ask the first one. The most recent plots that you showed, the very nice, colorful movie. So when you have this beta plane approximation on the left end, the scales are much smaller than the right end where you are heating. So I was wondering why that is the case.
Uh,
So in
you
the in no yeah
this
yeah
one,
in
right?
this movie, yeah. So on the left side
Mm-hmm.
where you are cooling, the lens scales are much smaller compared to the
Just
right
yeah,
end.
I'm just playing the movie again. Why? I don't know
Yeah.
what happened to my movie now. Okay, let's play. So you are saying is in here, right?
Yeah, yeah. So the lens scales are much smaller than the right hand. I'm just wondering
No,
why that is the case.
no. This because left hand because your left hand side is these are the convection because you
Okay.
are producing turbulence here. So right hand
Okay.
side, there's no mechanism to produce the small scale. Of course, you can produce the small scale because this is the stable part because you are heating there. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Only way you can in ocean
Yeah.
actually you have the small scale in both sides because you can also produce the turbulence in the equator. But that was the
Okay.
different mechanism. That is by actually by diurnal cycle or by the wind stress because wind stress has to be large enough to produce the barotropic shear to produce turbulence. Okay, but
Okay.
this is only driven by the buoyancy. So the only mechanism you have a turbulence is the over the cooling part.
Okay. So along the depth, it looks like it's like vertical. So is it because of Taylor-Prodman?
Yeah, they form actually. This is they actually they form this. This is actually convection, and then convection form these chimneys.
Okay. Okay.
We call as they call convective chimneys. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So the second question is about that heating part. So as you said, there is no convection there. So is it stably certified? The
Yes,
heating.
absolutely stably stratified.
So then
Yes.
there would be some internal gravity waves present there, which may be, I mean, doing.
Yes, we have observed like internal gravity waves, and an interesting thing actually. Like of course you are saying is what is called the stably stratified, but there is a mean flow there coming from the
Okay.
left side. So if we actually go to the oceanic scenario, 10 to the power 20 or 25, so that mid flow is a large enough to produce shear instability. Okay.
Okay. So there is
So that,
another source of waves.
yes, another source of mechanism because
Okay.
we have a scaling law for velocity and we have scaling law for the boundary layer thickness. So we actually calculate the Richardson number, and based on
Okay.
the Richardson number criteria, we have to reach some number where you start to producing the shear driven turbulence.
Okay. Okay. So far you have not looked at the waves in this particular simulation, but I guess you may
No,
be.
that was is not that interest.
Okay.
We looked at the waves in a different context. It's called
Yeah. Like
where
a
you have a
topographic
bottom
limited
topography.
waves. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Vishal.
Okay, other questions? Nobody has raised his hand. Okay, so let me ask you one question. So in the same figure, what we have right now,
Mhm.
so the northern hemisphere is not unstable, right? Would you say that unstable
Ye-
vertically?
Unstable, yes, you can think as unstable vertically.
Yeah. Okay. And the equator part will be stable, like what you just told Vishek.
Yeah, equator
Semi-stable
Brazil.
because there's a shear also comes into play.
That has to be very large because that shear can be by the this mean current, right? The buoyancy current and
Okay,
has to be
for your simulation, that is stable. Okay, great.
yeah for this present regime is there stable.
Yeah, yeah. Just go back to the older, the one slide where we had that cyclonic and anticyclonic. No, 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 no. No, the last GRL where you had to put the reference GRL. Here,
This
here.
one.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we get anticyclonic near the heating part and cyclonic near the cooling part. Is that correct?
Yes, exactly. This is correct.
I see. Okay. So the heating, so cooling part, there must be low pressure in the center.
Yes.
Things
Yeah.
go in. And
Yeah. Always low pressure in that.
I see. Okay, that's interesting. Okay.
And just to actually back to again the what is called like the view of like oceanography.
Okay.
Again, I think I should put that slide in the at the end again.
Okay.
It's just slide back. This one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this one. So you can because
Yes, I see that now. Yes, yes.
you can see this one, and then you can see also subtropical. What is called you see like the polar gyre.
Northern region, yes, which is
Polar
cyclonic.
gyre. So wind actually driving this gyre very different fashion, and wind always give you western boundary intensification, but in the real observation or real system, it never have a western intensification. It has a eastern intensification because the buoyancy current is actually go to the east.
I see.
And we actually in the last simulation we found very like a similar system, like the Gulf Stream is coming up and then go there and then blowing as a eastern boundary.
Great. So this is the first time somebody has seen it. That is looks remarkable.
Yeah, this is the first time actually double gyre system.
I see. Great. No, nice. And the blue. So now it has come down like what you showed in your simulation. The blue one is going down near the equator.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and it will come up because so in the other side, because of the wall, it is coming up, right? Because of the boundary.
Yes, it's actually now this is interesting, like because in oceanography they believes this upwelling caused by the mixing. Okay, in ocean community, this entire overturning is caused by the mixing, because they feel like the mixing is driving this overturning. Okay,
I see.
But in here we have a different concept. We actually are different thinking. We feel like this upwelling has to happen, because if you sink, something has to come up. Okay, there's a more
agree.
continuity.
But normally it is the wall which will make it go up. The velocity just, I mean, the flow comes and this wall kind of.
Yes, definitely. It has to be confined domain.
Okay.
It has to be confined domain. So I'm saying that because I can't go much details in this upwelling, because we still not simulating the pole to pole, like not the north to south.
Yeah, I understand. Yes.
So, because and also like the major in oceanography, they believe the upwelling happened by the southern ocean. Okay. So that is we are still missing. Like there's a two upwelling happen. One is called is a mixing driven upwelling. Another is called wind driven upwelling. Okay. We so far actually the upwelling is not done by the anything of this mechanism.
Yeah. Right now, I mean, you need either salt or all that wind and stuff like that. Yes. Great. Okay, one more question. 1/5 is understood. Scaling wise, you showed. I didn't really intuitively get 1/5. Is there some simple way to see for the Nusselt exponent?
Yes, actually 1/5. Yes, 1/5 is it's actually very easy. Actually, yeah, it's very robust. At least what is called low Rayleigh number regime is very easy to prove it. Okay. Inertia regime, yes, 1/5 is there. There's another like very recent. I actually mentioned there like a Lozes, the group, they actually start looking at this horizontal convection, and then they actually start to putting this GL theory. You know the GL theory, right? The Grossman and theory. So they found it like a what is called it has like a 6 or 7 regime. Okay, so I'm not sure this is really what is called is a very interest to me or not. Okay, because they are looking at very large Prandtl number and very low Prandtl number regimes. Okay. But oceanographic application, we are only interested about the Prandtl number regime is this one, and we found 1/5.
Yes. Okay. Great.
And at the end of the day, actually, Mahendra, because his rotation is important, and once his rotation is there, so none of the viscous force or none of the inertia force is important. It's all about geostrophy, and that was a very robust scaling.
I see. So I should look at it.
I mean, I do not have much exposure to this oceanic current and mechanics of it. But anyway, I was just curious to know. I mean, what is the mechanism that with increasing rotation, that v velocity, that the convection is increasing as you show. I mean, you show it in some slide. The contour, if we see that with increasing rotation, it is that increasing the overturning.
Or
Can you
no,
just go to some?
so okay.
Yeah, some.
All case actually, yeah,
cannot-
that was yeah. I actually clarify that one. So I want to say the rotation actually not increasing any overturning, because rotation actually decreasing the motion, because rotation first need to act on the large scale, because large scale has to be reduced. So the overturning and then any horizontal motion is actually weaker. Only thing is we found in rotation, if I go to the contour, what we experience as soon as we increase the rotation, we start to seeing this end wall plume to the plume in the middle, because the shielding mechanism you have seen, there's a like a fresh water actually, what is called low density water is not shielding, because low density water actually forming the boundary current. Okay, so that is actually going this way, crossing the basin and that way. Okay, so the shielding mechanism or the stratified boundary layer is suddenly disappear addition of the rotation. So then it will be like a kind of like a Rayleigh-Bénard scenario over the cooling part. So you see lot of convection happens, but the overturning, back to here, this is my view of overturning, and I'm sorry for this axis is a little bit smaller. So if you look at the number here, in here, it is constantly decreasing. Okay, this is 10 to the power 3, 10 to the power 4, 10 to the power 4, and then 10 to the power around like 10 to the power 4. So the overturning is actually decreasing, and that is predicted by in here, because rotation is increases this way and this way, and they have a scaling of Rossby number 1/5, and for both vertical transport, horizontal transport, both should decrease with the rotation.
Okay. Thank you.
Vishak, I have one more question. Unless someone else has a question, then I should allow the other person. Hello?
Yes, I think it's nobody was.
Okay, so Abhishek here. So
Yes.
it seems to me that the flow is quite helical. So as you said, that it's three-dimensional. So I showed plots of vertical velocity. I think your vertical vorticity plots also would look very interesting. And I think user omega z, which is like one part of helicity, that would also may have some interesting, interesting role to play. I mean, just out of curiosity, because
No,
right,
you raise a good point, because in oceanography, they use the word called potential vorticity. That is the way.
Right.
That is the way they explain the what is called the rotational effect. Okay.
Right.
Because we just use the vorticity, and they use the potential vorticity because we have a stratification there.
Right.
Stratification and combined with the rotation is a very important factor, and we are developing, because in the what is called wind-driven ocean is a very well known that spare drop flow, everything is actually wind is giving the vorticity. So wind, as putting wind fluxes, you can see the term very clearly. So it is producing the vorticity. So anticyclonic wind is producing this gyre. It's a turning mechanism. It's just like it's so obvious by the wind. Okay. For the buoyancy is not obvious. Okay. And in this paper, actually try to propose a alternative theory called buoyancy driven gyre theory, similar to spare drop theory, because spare drop theory is only potential vorticity is given by the wind. And here we are saying, because of the heating and cooling, that can give you the potential, that can give you the vorticity. Okay. And we alternative theory, but we need to test. In that paper, we only tested by ocean models and very limited number of numerical simulation, like a convective what is called resolving simulation. So we are actually running extensive cases about the wind and looking at changing the wind parameter. And also another key criticism we always get is the aspect ratio. So people still don't believe, like if my domain size is very thinner, believe like the overturning will be vanishing. But my claim is that if it's thinner, the overturning will be more prominent because taller domain has a less overturning. And in the Raleigh Maynard community is also obvious, right? In the Raleigh Maynard, if you have a tall domain, the big wind, what is called the wind one, actually break into small scales, break into small section rather than shorter domains.
Hmm. So did you worry about the Ekman layers also, because you had no slip boundaries? So
Oh yes, I have to. This is the another. Okay, we have the two difficulties. One is the aspect ratio, and most biggest difficulty is the Ekman layer. And
right. So,
you
so
can see,
resolving that, yeah. So I think the
and more you go to the ocean is actually unrealistic. I don't say unrealistic because that is the real. It is just like a very unrealistic for run those low Ekman number to resolving the Ekman layer.
yeah.
It is big part actually resolving the Ekman layer. And also the Ekman layer, not only the top surface, and the big problem is this is the closed domain, so it's a side wall. So
Right.
we have the Stewardson layer, and that is also play a big role.
Right. Yeah, so Ekman layer is another source of vorticity. So it's sometimes may get difficult to distinguish where the vorticity comes from, where it comes from Ekman layer, or does it come from buoyancy? So interior regions, there's there's no
Okay,
debate.
no,
Or
okay, so
boundary
this is
regions, it's a bit difficult to
yeah, Abhishek, actually, yes, you raise also very good point because this is another criticism we got it because of the friction might be some
yeah,
source. So we actually run one cases without we putting no slip condition everywhere.
right, yeah, nice.
And what we observed there,
You mean free slip? You mean
and we found is a more larger flow.
you mean you put a you ran a case with free slip?
Free slip, yeah, free slip
Yeah,
actually,
yeah,
not
okay.
free slip.
Yeah, interesting. So you said geostrophic balance, and you showed this the buoyancy term and the Coriolis term. I was a bit confused because typically we talk about the pressure and rotation balance as geostrophic, isn't it? Is there a different way of talking about geostrophy in ocean community?
No. You miss. This is perfectly fine. Like what you think about, like what is called pressure. Okay.
Yeah.
So in oceanic community, we use called thermal wind balance.
Right. Yeah.
So this is nothing but thermal wind balance. Okay.
Okay.
To actually, make the pressure to the velocity. Okay. And then temperature is the called thermal. So so it's the same. It's actually the same. You can write it in the same.
Okay. Yeah, and the plots you showed about experiments where you said that it's difficult to heat from the top, so they heat from the bottom and cool from the bottom. So then, how the gravity effect is taken care, because the gravity will get inverted, right?
Yes, but it's just what is called, because it's symmetric. Symmetric means you have to look it upside down.
Okay. So everything is looked upside down.
Yes, and many of my figures actually I have to effort to make it upside down.
Okay. Yeah, it's not easy to.
Only thing is a possible. Only thing is you are missing there. When you're heating and cooling from the bottom surface, you never imposing this free slip condition that is actually ocean has.
Okay. Yeah, right.
But this scaling law actually, because like a lot of other groups is actually now because this problem, this horizontal convection now is actually getting very important, because it was actually almost dying like after 1985, like people are scrapping this problem, but now they couldn't explain the overturning circulation by drop theory and everything, because feel like to close this overturning like a upwelling. Okay, so whatever the velocity they found it, and to close this upwelling, they need enormous amount of mixing, okay, in the interior. But that was not been found in ocean. Only they found mixing is happened due to the internal waves mixing, and that was only in the top surface or the bottom topography. Nothing is happening in interior.